Apple have just announced the new iPhone 16e, but what's the difference between the 16 and the 16e? Well, that's what we're going to cover in this video. Let's go. Yes, the iPhone 16e joins the iPhone lineup, replacing sort of the iPhone SE. Its price tag is just $599 compared to $799 for an iPhone 16. So, what exactly do you not get for your not $200? Let's start with the obvious, the camera. You get just one camera. It's the 48 megapixel Fusion camera, which Apple say is two cameras in one. And it is a good camera, but you don't get the second or third cameras that you do get from an iPhone 16 or the Pro model. The front-facing camera, however, is the exact same camera. So for all you selfie fans, you're going to be good to go. On the topic of the camera video modes, we don't get cinematic or the action mode. So if you're really looking for video as your primary reason for a phone, you may want to think about the 16 or the 16 Pro. Let's take a look at the screen. You'll notice that it's only available in the 6.1 inch, so no 6.7 inch max or larger size, and that it doesn't have the new dynamic island. It's got the old notch as previous models did. And it's also only available in black or white. In terms of buttons on the exterior of the phone, you do get the action button, which is very cool and very handy. You don't get the camera control, which in my experience, I don't use at all anyway. So not a really big loss there, but if the camera control is something that you want in a phone, you'll need to go to 16. So those differences may not seem very large, but there's a little more under the hood, such as no MagSafe charging. So while it does support Qi wireless charging, you can't use any of the MagSafe accessories that you could use on your 16 or 16 Pro. The display, while it looks the same apart from the dynamic island, it doesn't have the same level of brightness. So if you want those really blacks and brights, you will want to look for the 16 or the 16 Pro. And whilst technically it does have the same chip as the iPhone 16, it actually has 4 GPU cores compared to 5 on the 16 and 6 on the 16 Pro. It just means that for your high graphic intensity applications, it's not going to handle it as well as the higher end phones. And if you watched Apple's video, you might have noticed that for the very first time, Apple are using their C1 chip, which is their own modem. They're no longer using Qualcomm modems in this particular phone. So it does mean that there's some slight differences. Now, are they going to be better or worse? We don't know, but the one thing that you don't get is the ultra wideband 5G, which I don't use and I don't know many folks that do actually use, but it's something to just keep in mind if that's important to you. However, if you're looking for some good news, we've got some, which is that the battery is actually slightly larger, giving you longer playback time for video and more ability to do things. And that's because of the bits that they've removed to create a little extra space. So what's the verdict here? Is the 16e a worthy entrant? Well, yes, I believe so. For a sub $600 US smartphone, you do get a lot of the features that folks are looking for in an iPhone. You can be a blue bubble, you can use the iOS and iCloud interfaces, and you get Apple Intelligence. However, for the extra $200, I would still go for an iPhone 16. You just get a little bit of that extra stuff, the MagSafe charging and the additional features and power. I think it's probably worthwhile. However, is it good that we have the options now of an E and a regular and a Pro? I think so. If you've got your own comments, your own thoughts, or your questions about this, please drop them in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.